December 31st, 2018. While the world was waiting for midnight, to celebrate, to cheer, to start over, one man was waiting for something else. Not the clock, not the fireworks, but a moment. A final moment. To pick up a hammer and destroy everything he once called family. Anatoly Malets looked like the perfect husband. He was 30, an IT specialist, making good money. His wife, Nadia, was a chief accountant. Together, they had 2 children, a boy and a girl. They lived in a spacious 2-level apartment in Vecteezy, Ukraine. A peaceful city, a peaceful life. Anatoly's mother, Valentina, also lived with them, terminally ill, but loved deeply. Friends called them ordinary and happy. But something inside Anatoly was already broken. It started small. Anatoly went on a diet. Then came the blog, about fitness and nutrition. He began staying late at work, avoiding phone calls. And then came Lena, a woman from his gym, older, mysterious. She wasn't just a fling. She became his obsession. Nadia noticed. Her heart knew. And suddenly, everything changed. Arguments, accusations, then violence. He hit her once, maybe more. He yelled at his son. The walls of their happy home were cracking. They divorced in 2017, but Anatoly stayed. Same home, same kids, same tension. His mother refused to leave. She loved Nadia and the children. She didn't trust Lena, she was dying, but still fought to protect what was left of her family. And that was a problem, because Lena didn't want the past. She wanted Anatoly, and only Anatoly. December 31st, just hours before midnight. Anatoly was fixing a stool in the hallway, the hammer already in his hand. Nadia brought up Lena again. She said Lena had threatened her, that she feared for the children. An argument erupted, again, and then he snapped. With one swing, he shattered her skull, then another and another. Blood splattered across the hallway walls. She collapsed onto the couch, dead. He climbed upstairs. His mother, Valentina, was lying in bed. Stage 4 cancer had left her weak and skeletal. She looked up, but didn't even have time to scream. He beat her to death. In the bed where she once sang lullabies to his children. His 7-year-old son, Dennis, was on the computer in the next room. Anatoly walked in behind him, silent, and then swung the hammer again, over and over, until the room was painted in red. One child left, his daughter, 3 years old. She was downstairs playing in the kitchen, with the pet rat he'd given her for Christmas. She looked up and smiled when he entered. He didn't smile back. One swing, no more children, no more family. Anatoly cleaned up, changed clothes, dumped the bloodied hammer in a public trash bin across town. Then wandered the streets for hours, rehearsing his story. When he returned, he called the police. He told them it was a robbery, that he came home and found his family like this. He even cried when the ambulance arrived. His daughter, somehow, was still breathing. She was rushed to the hospital. She died an hour later. At first, police believed him. There were no signs of forced entry, no witnesses, no suspects. But there was one thing Anatoly didn't plan for: silence. Neighbors heard nothing, no screams, no break-in, just nothing. Then came the first red flag, the hammer, found in a dumpster, still smeared with blood and DNA. His DNA. His family's DNA. He was arrested that same day. At the station, he looked devastated. He wiped away tears. He begged not to be asked about it. In court, he claimed he remembered parts of what happened, but not why. He said something snapped. He said he wasn't himself. So, what was the motive? Prosecutors said it was simple. He wanted to erase the past. For Lena. Start fresh, with a new wife, a new child. Others whispered darker theories. A cult, a ritual, a spell. People said Lena was older, controlling. Some even claimed she bewitched him, but no one could prove anything. And Lena never appeared in court. He underwent 2 psychological evaluations. Both declared him sane. On February 19, 2021, 2 years after the massacre, Anatoly Malets was sentenced to life in prison and ordered to pay millions in damages to the victim's family. He showed no emotion, no remorse, no goodbye. He killed 4 people, destroyed 2 families, and orphaned his own newborn child. It wasn't sudden, it wasn't random, it was planned, deliberate, calculated. He looked them in the eyes and chose violence. No voices in his head, no shadowy figure to blame. Just a man making a choice. We like to think evil looks like something else, something obvious, something monstrous. But what if it doesn't? What if it smiles at you across the dinner table? What if it tucks the kids in at night? Some monsters don't wear masks. They wear wedding rings. They say good morning and bring you tea. They hold your hand while they're planning how to let it go forever. What Anatoly did wasn't a moment of rage. It was the moment the mask slipped. Some people ask, why tell stories like this? Because it happened, and it could happen again. If you want more stories that stay with you, the ones that whisper long after the screen goes black, subscribe. And if this one made you feel something, leave a like. It tells the algorithm that you're not afraid to look.